I'm a Squarespace designer who works exclusively with artists, and today I'm going to show you 3 different ways you can present your artwork on your Squarespace website. If I click the plus, you're going to see there's a few options here. A blank page is just a page that we can create with a gallery on it, and a portfolio will help you share different sections, and a store will help you with your e-commerce. So one of these 3 is going to work for you, I promise, and I'm going to share each one in just a quick snippet, and I'll get into more detail in later videos. So let's say you're doing a store. We just have to start with some sort of basic template. Let's start with a store. So we're going to just pick this store just for simplicity. We're going to call it Artwork Shop. We'll use their images just to practice what we can do here. So if you were adding your own images, you would click the plus, and in most cases it's a physical object, so we click physical. We're going to put a title, description, that would be your size. We're going to add an image, and I have them already in my library here, so we'll just add an image. And you'll notice that was a horizontal image that I chose. And we're going to add a price. Now you're going to also need to change the stock to 1, or if you have more than 1, you do more than 1, but it will default to infinity stock. And then we just hit save and publish. So this new item is going to be added to our store. So notice that when I added it as a horizontal. It is now a vertical. And this is one of the frustrations I have with the Artwork Shop, is that it is going to crop it to an aspect ratio. So if I click edit, I can see the properties of this page. I can say edit section, and you'll see that I've got 2 columns. Let's make it 3 just so we can see better. Actually, let's make it 4. This is still my horizontal artwork. You'll see that there's an aspect ratio that I can change. If everything you have is horizontal, then you can just change it here and everything will become horizontal. Unfortunately, there's not a way to make it with no aspect ratio. So if you have artwork of different sizes, this will be frustrating for you. I have another full video where I will describe the different workaround options for making your artwork show up in the proper aspect ratio. So this is one way to show our artwork in a shop. This means people can click and buy it. Another way to show your artwork is in a portfolio. So I would use this if my client had a few different series that they wanted to show off. So let's call this one portfolio because it is a portfolio view and it functions really well as a portfolio. So what happens here is that it has different projects listed. So these can represent your different series of artwork. Now I usually like to start with just one, and we're going to edit it. So first, to change this image, we use the dots and we remove this image and we upload an image here. So I'm going to just drag over one image here. While I'm here, I always give this a unique title, and I change the URL to match it. And I hit save. So now we've got one series ready to go, and then they will all belong to this page that pops up here. So if I hit edit on the page, this is where we can add some text to describe the series. It's a bit big. So we want to describe the series here, and we can do whatever we want with this box. So you can see how you can change it to a color. We'll also change whatever the box is below the header. We'll change the header's properties as well. So that looks nice there. Then in the next section, this is where we have our gallery. So we can change the style of it and we can change what's in it. So if I go edit gallery, you'll see it just has these pictures in here. I'm just going to add one of our vertical ones so you can see the difference that we're able to change the sizes. So this one's a vertical, this one's a horizontal. I'm going to add those in because this one will allow you to play with the aspect ratio. So right now they're all coming up horizontal. So I'm going to go edit section, and I have the ability to change different styles of how the work is shown. So we're in a grid, simple grid, and the aspect ratio is set 16:9. So I'm going to change that aspect ratio. So we're going to go into edit section to alter how these images show up. In the grid, you must choose an aspect ratio. In the grid strips, it will show them without an aspect ratio. See that? And we can also space them. So I like this one. I like grid strips. And I also like grid masonry. That sort of fills them all in like bricks. And you can add spacing here. And we can actually add another column as well. So depending on how your work shows off best, and this one probably will work nicest for this group. We're also going to turn on the captions because we're probably going to be adding them. Oh, light box. I always turn on the light box. That means if someone clicks it, it will come up big. So that's how you change the properties of the section. We're going to hit save there and exit. Now we have one series and it looks the way we want it to with the same properties. Now, if I want to make a second series, I can use these dots, settings, duplicate. So this is why I always delete them all first. Now I've got a copy of the second one. So I can go to settings, I can drag in a different image, and I can call this series 2. And this is going to start to look quite nice. So you'll see how the images fill in the same way. Save and exit. So you can add as many series as you like here, and you'll see how they show up when we go back to this page, portfolio. See how they come up? 1, 2. If you only have 2, then we wouldn't like them to show this way. If you had a third, that would look more balanced, but let's say we only have 2, so we're going to say edit section. It's in a grid. As you can see, you can change the aspect ratio here, and we can change how many columns are shown. So let's just show the 2 columns, and that makes it like take up way too much of the page. So I would also then add some horizontal spacing and change the aspect ratio to that. So lots of options to alter it here. You can also add a section with some text describing your work very nicely here. And I'm going to show you how we can easily copy the text boxes. So if I go to series 1 and I have my text written out here, I'm going to click edit, and as I hover over, I'm going to click this heart. Each section has the ability to save as a favorite, and this means duplicate, so that's pretty straightforward. And each section can also be moved around with the arrows. So I can move it underneath, if that makes more sense. I can move it back up. So I've saved that section as a favorite. And now that I have done that, I can go back to the portfolio page. I can click edit, add a section, saved sections, and click my saved section. So if I have text to add throughout the site and I want it all in the same style, I'm going to add it like that. I promised I'd show a third way to show artwork. So the final way is just to show with a blank page. Now we can use the page layouts here and see there's lovely layouts to use. And if I scroll down to gallery, you'll see that these just pop up with a prescribed gallery. So let's choose this one, and we're going to call it gallery. And then when we click edit, you've got, of course, the text starts up here, but remember we already saved a section that we like the look of, so we'll pop that one in instead. We're going to remove that. And now we have our section that we like and our gallery. So I like the way that there's nice spacing and nothing is cropped. So all we have to do in here is go to edit gallery and put our own pictures in and add a description. So we're going to put artwork title on each one and hit close. So you'll see that the caption did not pop up because I have to edit the section and make sure that the captions are toggled on. I also always turn on the light box as well. So now our artwork title will show up. So that is 3 ways to show artwork. We've got our artwork shop here. We've got our artwork portfolio, which takes you through the different styles. And we have our artwork gallery on a simple page. Any artist would choose 1 or 2 of these, but not usually all 3, but it's up to you. If you need any help with your website, I'm here to help you. I offer 3 services to help artists create professional artist websites. If you've already started your website, you might be most interested in the website refresh session. This is where we get on Zoom together and step by step I answer your questions and make changes live in front of your eyes. All of this information, including pricing, can be found on my website, alysasexton.com.